Hello, good morning. I've got some thoughts today about the comic book market, and I also have 3 comic books to open. So let's get to it. Last week I got 3 Gemini boxes in the mail. They all arrived on the same day from 3 different sellers, so that's exciting. And today I'm going to open them. And while I do that, I'm going to give some random thoughts. And these are in no particular order, they're in random order. And I'll just start with this one. I call it number 41. And it is comic book NFTs, non-fungible tokens, recently came onto the market with thousands of digital copies of some valuable comics. I think they are just another gimmick to part you with your hard-earned money in this rabid period of speculation. Yes, there may be some value in NFTs as long as there is a demand, but buying one is like buying an art print of 60,000 signed and numbered copies. There is limited upside. That's my opinion, and you may or may not agree with it. Number 2, speaking of speculation, by far the most popular comic book YouTube videos are those about speculating on comics. This has led to some ridiculous prices for books that are not particularly rare. I think we all agree on that one. So I've got 3 comics here. These are all pre-code Korean War books. Number 22. By and large, and statistically speaking, the specs you buy will never go up in value. The ones you don't buy are the ones that you will later regret not getting. And here's the first one. United States Fighting Air Force. Number 23, 1956. This is a title published in Canada by Superior Comics. And now one thing I don't know is why they don't have a comics code. By 1956 in the United States we had a comics code. This one does not have it. I just wonder if maybe Canada was not included in the comics code negotiations. That's pretty nice. This is an American pilot shooting at the commies over in North Korea. This isn't a real popular title, and it's not a very valuable title, but I have one or two. Do I have one? No, I think I read one of them online, and it was pretty good. The stories are pretty good. This is about a very good to find copy, and it's a cool cover. I don't see this one very often on eBay. Alright, next, one of my next random thoughts is making a quick profit on a hot book is like holding on to a hot potato. You have to get rid of it before it cools off. I collect pre-code 1950s war comics. But I actually bought some new comics at my LCS recently. They were all pretty good, and I'm tempted to buy the next issues. But that's a pretty big rabbit hole. And at $3.99 or $4.99 per comic, I can see how it can get expensive pretty quickly. But by and large, I liked what I read. Operation Peril, number 14. This is a Korean War comic. I like this cover. Pretty nice. You don't see this one very often on eBay either. This is from... It feels kind of weird. There's that old smell to it. Ooh. 1952. A little brown here on the inside cover. A little brown. But like I said, this one doesn't come up for sale very often. And it's in, you know, very good condition. It's like about a 4 or 5. Very cool. Most new comic stories these days are from independent publishers. They seem to be bloody, violent, and dystopian in nature. I suppose that this reflects our culture and our society and the times we live in. Generally speaking, comic books break down over time. Just handling your comic does it no favors. No one has ever seen or heard of a comic book getting in better shape all by itself. Unless maybe you send it to a grading company that's too lenient. For some modern hot books, there are more printings and more cover variants than there are issues in the title. This is most likely a cheap way for publishers to increase profits. Okay, one more to go. How many people actually read their comics? How many buy a book just for its cover? Look at all the cover variants these days. How many 9.9 or 10.0 graded books have ever been read? And here we have another Fighting Air Force. Number 26, July 1956. So it looks in fine condition. And again we have an airplane, a U.S. aircraft shooting on communists in Korea. This one looks really nice. Definitely fine condition. Yeah, this is the best of the three as far as condition goes. Here's one. Hero on his own. This panel is a little bit like the cover, isn't it? Airplane shooting at communists. See what else we got. dragons come through. Alright, let me see if I have any more random thoughts. Oh, one more. Stage actors once looked down their noses at movie actors and TV actors, and I suppose some still do. And comic books once had the reputation of being throwaway trash. Today we have some of the best paid actors playing comic book roles in the movies. Alright, let me know what you thought about my random thoughts, if they're helpful or stupid, or you want to hear more. And so thank you for watching. I'll just hold up a couple of these puppies. Here we go. We'll see you around the comic book shop.